Okay, Likkutei Pinchas, page 150, like 15 lines down. Okay, at the beginning of the Maimer, the Alter Rebbe asks, it says, Savas ben Yisov, V'amarta le'en v'amarta, twice v'amarta. What's the twice v'amarta? He says, you have to be Mekayim all mitzvahs, thought, speech, and action. And he asks a question. It says, Reich nichayach l'Hashem, that korbanos are a good smell to Hashem. And the Gemara in Rashi brings down is, what is the good smell to Hashem? Reich shamarti v'naseh l'tzeini. I told them to do it, and they did it. So the Rebbe asked, the Alter Rebbe asked, but every mitzvah is doing what Hashem wants us to do. And also, why are korbanos dependent completely on the Beis HaMikdash, when most other mitzvahs are not dependent on the Beis HaMikdash? Okay? So the Alter Rebbe started explaining the difference between this world and Olam Haba. In this world, there's action of Gan Eden, it's too late already. Here you could do tshuva, there you can't do tshuva. So he says, we're up to now. First column, 150, like 15 lines in the top of the page. The reason of the difference between this world and Olam Haba, in Olam Haba, everything already is identified as an entity in its place. Every level is different than the friends, meaning Malach and Neshamas to Kedusha and Muvdal B'fnei Atzma. You have Neshamas, you have Malachim, Ve'en Larash Shaychus Imatev Klal, good is good, bad is bad. You know, everything is defined. Because it's clearly demarcated and defined as bad, let's say, or good, if it's defined as bad, you can't have good there, because if it's defined as bad, it's bad. You can't put good and bad. But in this world where everything is mixed up, you can bring good even into bad. Therefore, even though a person did a sin, he's able to do a mitzvah. Not only that, you could change from bad to good by doing tshuva. So now the Alter Rebbe is going to explain what that means. But meanwhile, he says the point. A defined world cannot be changed. An undefined world could be changed. This world is undefined, therefore things could change. You can make bad into good, you can make good into bad. But in Olam Haba, where it's already defined, this is good, this is bad, that's it. It is what it is.
In Olam Haba, that is not good? Something that is good and it is not good?
Olam Haba, you mean, yeah, relatively speaking, things that are on a lower level are bad compared to the higher level. In Olam Haba is a revelation of Ein Sof Baruch Hu. Therefore, like this, what's Olam Haba? A place where godliness is revealed. Ziv HaShechina. Therefore, it's the enjoyment of the neshamas. They have enjoyment of Hashem in their understanding of Hashem. They understand godliness. What's Olam Haba? What enjoyment do neshamas have in Gan Eden? It's not from the good food. Neshamas in Gan Eden, pleasure is from understanding godliness. They see it, they understand it. And this revelation has infinite different levels. So you have a million different levels. Even every neshama is different than the next neshama. Every malach is different than the next malach. Malachim are definitely different than the neshamas. So Gan Eden, which is understanding of Elokus, you have infinite levels of understanding of Elokus. If you're a higher level, you understand more. You understand a lower level, you understand less. Hagam shekula mekabla me'erein tov baruch hu. Even though they all get godliness. So the common denominator of Gan Eden is understanding godliness. But how much, who, what, when, where, that is billions of levels. It's the motion of the neshama functioning in the body. And even though the neshama itself doesn't have different compartments, like we learned many times, there's no seeing compartment or listening compartment in the neshama. The neshama is one simplistic power. Nevertheless, so the eye see, every other limb gets that particular limb, it's relevant to its function. So he says like this, just like the neshama in the body, yeah? There's one common denominator of the neshama's function in the body. All of them get chayus, life from the neshama. Every limb, every stem cell, every whatever, gets chayus from the neshama. But what gets what? Every keli gets a different thing from the neshama. It's the same thing in Gan Eden. Kachal derech moshel kol seder ishtaushlis machne michol ba'ava davka machne michol b'yira. The level of Gabriel and Michal, each one has their own. This is ava, this is fear. And every tzaddik, it says in the Gemaras, every tzaddik has his own compartment in Gan Eden. Meaning, based on his Torah and mitzvahs that he did, and his learning and mitzvahs and everything, that's how much Gan Eden revelation he's going to get from Gan Eden. So no two people did the same learning and understand the same way, did the same mitzvahs the same way physically, yeah, but I'm saying, spiritually. And just like you cannot change from a foot into a head, right? Just like you can't make a foot. Once a foot is a foot, it's a foot. Okay? It's like the Gemara says, Rashi brings it down in Chumash. Before 40 days of conception, you can ask for a boy to be a girl or girl to be a boy. Because the body is not defined yet from the seed. Once the body is defined, you can't make a boy or a girl a boy. You just can't do it. Yaakov Avinu did it by his davening, but normally you can't change a nose to be a near. It doesn't work. It's already defined.
You have an abortion in 40 days, that 20 days?
No, chatchila not also. It's easier, but that's still forbidden. Just like you cannot make a foot into a head and a head into a foot, you can't change Gan Eden. It is what it is. It's called Memalekol Almin, Shulachol Eilam Lefi Madrigasi. It's every world based on this level. Lochein Ma'ach Shehim Shechodam Az Al Atzme Levush Elam Azeh. Therefore, what you do in this world is, your mitzvahs is clean garments. Your averis are dirty garments, impure garments. Once you come up to Olam Haba, you can't change the foot into a head. You can't change good into the bad. It is what it is. In this world, you cobut you want to change it. In this world, that the person does Torah mitzvahs. In this world comes some Seviv Kol Almin from the encompassing infinite level. In other words, Memala Kol Almin is the permeating level. It is what it is, and it cannot change. This world is Seviv Kol Almin. This world is the encompassing level. So nothing is, what do they say, carved in stone yet. It's, Shaydei Kiyam HaTorah Mitzvahs, Shebehem Melu, B'Shorin Tzabbaruchu, B'Chvedi V'Atzme Kaviyachol, because in this world, that's like we learned. Why is 1 minute of Torah and Tshuva Ma'asim Tov in this world better than the whole Olam Haba? Olam Haba is only a ray of the Shekhinah. This world, you have the essence of the Shekhinah. You do a mitzvah, you connect to the essence. So in this world, nothing defined. Because the mitzvahs you're doing is bringing down a level of godliness which is higher than the world. If it's not carved in stone yet, then you could change it. The last machshava tvisib. Then mamshich into baruch hu ba'atzmei. Has seviv kolam. You bring down this infinite level of elokus. Al nafshi on himself. Shulam ma'ila megili asoga shebegan eden, which is infinitely greater than Gan Eden. Bottom line is, Dr. Rebbe is explaining why Gan Eden it is what it is, and Olam Hazeh you could change. And Dr. Rebbe explains Olam Haba is Mamala Kol Almin, is defined what it is, it cannot change a head into the foot. This world is connected to a level higher than division. It's the essence of Hashem, which is above division. And therefore you could change from this to that. That's not a problem.
So this word is essence or it's sober?
Seviv, but it says Seviv here means as the essence.
That's an advantage.
Yeah. That's why Torah wants us to die, not live. Torah wants us to live and not die. Because only in this world can things be changed. Like it says in Tanya, the Rebbe says, Perak Memches, the Seviv Kol Almin is the level of Helen Vehester, is concealment. If it's concealed, you can change it. Mamala Kam Mechinas Gili. Therefore, it's limited. Once it's limited, it's defined if what it is, it cannot change. Mashenkin Sefer Kol Almin is the level of Ein Sof. Okay? Now, this revelation of Elokus in Gan Eden is only Zil Bilvad. Ziv Bilvad is only a ray of the state in Aveda. Okay, right? Like we learned, it's only a ray of the Shechina. It's only a ray of your Aveda of Torah mitzvahs. The person brings down Gan Eden, Gili Alukusha Gan Eden v'Tainig and Neshamas. But the Erd Ein Sof Baruch Hu Atzmei Seviv Kol Almin, but that level of Elokus, which is higher than world, Hashava Mashvik Kotin V'Gadol Lefanir K'Chashecha Ka'era. Over there, light and dark is the same. Over there, big and small it's all the same. There is no big and small. There is no light and dark, and therefore, if there's no light and dark, you can make light into dark and dark into light. That's it. And the Malachim says, where is the place of Hashem's glory? And we answer, Mali Chalad is created, the glory of Hashem is on earth. Therefore, down here, even the person lowered himself very low. Therefore, it comes, you can go super high. Because high is not high and low is not low. He says, the Indians say this. The Moshel he gave before. She can't make from a foot into a head. I know everything's already defined. Everything's standing on its place. Head, foot, so on. Shukei, the mabir, is before the refining. It's already not done yet. Before you so to speak, before you pick the menu, you could pick whatever you want. Once you pick the menu, that's what you're going to get. I mean, in normal places. It's like the baby, the fetus, before it's formed. The head and the toe are equally in this seed of the father. Over there, the head and the foot are equal. Then she yachol ishtanis in yitzirasi become a fanim. Like the Gemara says, davening helps that it should be a zachar. Because then it's not defined yet. Once it's defined, it's not changeable. Okay? So now the Alter Rebbe continues, that's why in this world you could do tshuva. So he says in base, that's the power of tshuva. Lahoshiv achayis hanimshach lemata mata el mekayr the chayis that comes all the way down in evil You could bring back to Kedusha. What's tshuva? Returning. Okay? Even though l'chayra, godliness went into evil when you sinned, but you could still change it. Because it's not defined evil yet. It's still mixed up. So now you can elevate it. This that it comes all the way down, that's the level of mamala. That comes in the level of malchus, and it's all the level of malchus. And therefore, world that comes in the level of malchus, which permeates the world on a detailed level, the lower something is, himself, the revelation of Elokus is less, because it's a lesser vessel. Lesser vessel is going to get less. But if something is vesselless, i.e. Sefer Kol Almin, there's not more or less. It is what it is.
But everything has to have vessel in this world.
Not Sefer Kol Almin. This will, yeah. Therefore, once it's defined as a vessel, the foot, you can make it into a head. But before it's formed into a foot or a head, you can make from foot into head.
Why is Torah saying this?
He's bringing out the difference between this world and the world to come. That will eventually answer why unique level of karbanis, that only karbanis is the good smell that we listen and that he told us to do when we do it, versus all other mitzvahs, and why you need only karbanis in a base of Mikdash. You can't king karbanis here, in your backyard. He asked the question, why is only karbanis unique, that Hashem says it's a good smell, because obviously he doesn't have a smell, right? It's because you listen to me. So every mitzvah. So there's a uniqueness about a karban that brings out a unique listening to Hashem that no other mitzvah has.
Now, the kaparot we do, isn't it like korban?
No. It's forgiving of the sin. It's not a korban chatik. You just say, in case I have, what you say when you do kaparos, you say that if it was decreed upon me death, my death should go on to the chicken.
So is permanent or temporary?
Seviv could be changed. It's changeable. Because there's no keli. If there's no keli, it's not defined. It's very simple.
Could be either or.
It could be either way. Not only that, bad could become good and good could become bad. In this world, a good person could do bad. If he's a good person, how could he do bad? And a bad person could do good. How could that be? The answer is because this world, nothing's defined. You're a good person. That doesn't mean you can, because it's Sefer Kalam. Gan Eden, once you did it, it's defined what it is. You're done.
Sealed.
It's sealed. You did 10 mitzvahs. You can't do 11. You can't do 9. You did 10. That's what it is. Once it becomes a foot, it's a foot. It can't become a head.
Isn't because of this it broke?
No.
Because it was too defined.
No.
It wasn't mixing.
That's you're making a very good point, but it's not that's the cause of Shviras HaKelim. Shviras HaKelim, yeah, because there was no tolerance. Here we're not talking about tolerance. It's not that the foot doesn't tolerate the head. It's not the foot doesn't tolerate the head. If the foot doesn't tolerate the head, then you have a sick foot.
Ultimately, this war is better than all of our.
Duh, yeah.
That's the opposite of what you do. It's not so.
That's why, without chassidus, the goal is to go to Olam Haba.
Yeah.
Everything's about Olam Haba. Or, in the negativity of it, you're going to go to Gehenna. It's all about Gehenna and Olam Haba. Correct? Okay. So this comes along and says, what God, what Olam Haba and then cup? What's Olam Haba? Reya the Shechina spit. Come on, you got the essence here. It's not about Gan Eden. It's about connecting to Hashem. Einoid Mulvadi.
No, here.
Here, Einoid Mulvadi.
How do you reconcile that with Puke Alpha says as well as the hallway?
Yeah. But the hallway is where you do get it done.
So what's the meaning of, I don't want your thing, I don't want this, I want you?
I want you. Where does the Alter Rebbe get the you? In this world, he get the you.
It can't be.
Huh?
We can't get to you with physicality.
If
We cannot get to
You.
the essence of you with physicality.
yes, he could. Only with physicality. Why doesn't Hashem come down into the world? Into the physical world of Torah mitzvahs? Because only there do we get the essence of Hashem. In Gan Eden, they only have a ray of Hashem. There's no essence of Hashem in Gan Eden. You'll never get the essence of Hashem in Gan Eden. You'll get a higher ray, a higher ray, a higher ray, more revelation, more sunburn, more suntan, whatever. But the essence, you're never going to get in Gan Eden.
God's substance is physical.
Who?
God's
The-
essence
no,
is more
no.
physical than abstract.
No. The physical brings out a deeper level of essence than the spiritual does. But God is neither of the above. What reveals more of the essence of Hashem is physical, more than spiritual.
And what we were raised that the Nisham in our mind, that the Nisham is higher, it's lower.
To what?
We were raised that way. Implanted within
Since
us.
when did you have Chassidus in Iran?
Consider it started in Iran.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's true, it's true.
God's Persian also.
That's true.
What do you mean that's true?
But we didn't have Hasidut, so.
Okay, so what do you expect?
Rabbi, Mordechai was bigger than Moshe.
No.
You yourself said.
No, in that aspect, I said, Be'inyan Zeh, the Rebbe writes, in this aspect of a late leader, Moshe Rabbeinu is not greater than Moshe
It was
Rabbeinu.
Persian.
No.
Mordechai was born in Yerushalayim.
And he's buried in Yerushalayim, just for the record.
Really? So what is this thing they have in Esther Mordechai?
Ask him.
They migrated from Babel.
According to the Meiri, they were buried in Eretz Yisrael. Anyway, okay, let's forget it. So he says, Ubeilam Atzilus, therefore, in the second column, 6 lines into his base there, 7 lines. Ubeilam Atzilus Shama Gilu Rav Otzum, in Atzilus is a greater revelation of Hashem. Ve'umizgala ela b'mishabot. I'm sorry, Shebechin is Bittul v'yichid Gomor. Atzilus is a world of Bittul. Therefore, Misham Nimshach v'yei leila mabriya. From there it goes a little bit into the world of Bria. Shagilia is Bittul eina be'erach elam Atzilus. Because the Bittul of Bria is not the same level as Atzilus. Atzilus is Bit Alukus, and this is Yesh Mi'ayin. It's already a little Yesh. Tachis Yiridas HaMadregas to Kedusha. But Madregas Tachtenas Dasiya. And this ultimate purpose of Kedusha coming down all the way is Kiriyas B'Meidim, is the bowing of Meidim, meaning the level of ultimate bittul. Shazam Merazal Mandala Karda B'Meidim. A person, the Gemara says like this: he's if you don't bow by Meidim, you become like a snake. A snake bows, you know. So if you don't bow by Modim, the Gemara says, "Tigia filu b'chinas bittul zeh." How does it not nochish the klipa of sitrachna? And in Zeh it says, "Lo yokum t'chisa meisa." You are not going to get up at t'chisa meisa. What it means is like this: in this world is the ultimate level of bittul.
So how do we ask for people who are nefter to be an advocate for us from that olam to this olam? So this olam is higher. How could they affect?
Where's the greater revelation of occurs?
Higher.
Higher.
So they're more connected openly. So we're asking for them to be.
So they can
Trust me, the people down here that do Torah mitzvahs in memory of a parent accomplish more for the parent than the parent accomplishes for us. Maybe? Sounds like it.
but they would affect this olam, correct?
because they're still connected. Let me ask you a question. You have a yard site of a person. Yard site is a physical day in this world of time?
Yes.
Yeah. Over there in Gan Eden, you're not made of glass. Put on your head. You have a yard site in this time? Why? What time is there in Gan Eden? Because they're still connected. They're still connected. Why do you go to a grave site? You go to visit a grave? Neshama's in Gan Eden. Why is this?
Point of departure.
Point of departure was in the hospital or your house. You don't go to the hospital for point of departure. Go to the departure lounge.
With some of the nefesh,
Because it's still connected there to time and place. Shama that was here once, it's still connected, even though now it's above time and place, but there's a connection to time and place. Because Bittul of Atzilus is natural. It's much harder in this world. I'm saying the Bittul is greater. Because Atzilus is self-bottle. Some people are even bottle. What?
It's so funny, I saw you this morning.
I look that funny?
It was a good thing, Rabbi.
I have a few things that happened. Okay, let's stop it anyway.